Good morning and welcome to Backchannel. This is the Will and Allison morning show today because Hayley is away again.
Good
Well, the cat's
morning.
away. The mice will play is what they say. So these little
hmm
mice are playing. How are you this morning, Will?
I'm doing really good. Yeah, I've had a pretty standard morning. I had a shave, I had my breakfast, I've done a meeting already, I've done a
Ah,
little bit of work.
you're
Productive
on it.
day.
You've
I
already
know.
conquered the day, in my opinion. You've
Like
already
I could
conquered
I could be
the
done now. I'm going back to bed after
day.
this.
I bet you've done more in this time period than a lot of people do throughout their whole day. So, I see Doug is with us already. Good morning, Doug. It's lovely to hear from you.
Hi
I'm
Doug.
sure some other people will join. And listen, welcome to Back Channel, the only place where you can listen, watch, and chat with your hosts live. As you know, Doug, live all the time. So very easy to get a hold of us. All you got to do is if you have an Echo show, just say open back channel, say, and then tell us whatever you want. Let us know what you had for breakfast. Doug, let us know what you had for dinner last night. Whatever's going on in your life, we want to hear about it. And if you're on an audio only device, just go to backchannel.tv and you can type in some stuff there. Also, while you're there, feel free to leave us a little review. And then YouTube, I never want to forget about our people out there on YouTube. If you're watching, by all means, just type in the comments below and we will get it. Doug, last night for dinner, it had shake and bake pork chops and mashed potato gravy and corn. Are you kidding me? Now, Will, have you ever heard of shake and bake?
I've heard the words shake and bake. I don't really know what that
What
means.
shake and bake is? Okay,
Yeah.
so Doug, Will doesn't know. I'm going to tell him. So shake and bake
Please.
is it's kind of like a coating. It's a spicy coating with a little bit of breading. And what you do is you put your chicken, your pork chop, your whatever in there in a
hmm
baggie with the shake and bake, and you shake it up and you cover the meat in the shake and bake coating, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
you
yeah.
bake it. It is delicious.
I love that. That sounds like
Oh,
fun.
it is so good. I wonder if we could make shake and bake. I wonder if I could make it
I
just
bet
like
you
homemade.
could.
I
I
bet
bet
you I
if you
could.
find out what's in the shaky bit,
Yeah.
then we can make our own. We'll do it.
Mm. Well, Doug,
On back
that
channel.
sounds amazing. Did your mom make it for you? I hope so. Let's be honest. When mom makes shake and bake, it's way better.
Uh,
Oh, so good.
and I think mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes, I think, is like in my top three favorite things to do with potatoes. Mash.
A mash. Mm. Oh, no, Doug's mom did the instant mashed potatoes and the Michael Jordan pork chops. Instant mashed potatoes. In the States, they have like a powdered mashed
Yeah,
potato that
yeah,
you
yeah,
make.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I've seen those.
Here, they have frozen. Have you ever tried
hmm
frozen mashed
Yeah,
potato, Will?
I've had frozen ones because to do it like from like whole potato, it just takes so
Yeah.
much time.
I mean, yeah, you can do it, but these frozen ones, they're delicious.
Get
They're
on it.
delicious. Yeah. I see Smith Eaters has joined us. Good morning, Smith Eaters. It is lovely to hear from you. Uh Doug, I also have here one that are refrigerated. You just heat them up. Oh, those sort of
Yeah.
mashed potatoes. I have bought pre-prepared ones before. The content that we're hitting you with out of the
But
gates. Let's talk mashed potatoes.
2 hours on potatoes. Let's do it.
Mm,
You know what? I bet I
I
could.
I could too. There's so many things you could do with potatoes. They are the most versatile
hmm
starch out there. Although, let me bring this up. They are not a vegetable, no matter what anyone says.
No.
Potatoes are starch. They're
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
carby starch.
They don't
Danny
really
always
count
tries
towards
to
your
be
five a
like,
day.
yeah, no, they do not. Yeah, because in the UK they have signs everywhere to our American listeners saying, "Have one of your 5 a day." They remind people constantly you need to have 5 servings of fruit and vegetables. The UK people needed that. They needed a little warning like,
A
"Hey, listen,
reminder.
guys, it can't be all fish and chips all the time. You gotta add in some greens."
Yeah.
So very, very exciting. And February 16th, I can't believe we are like over halfway through the month now.
It's flying by. January took forever.
Mhm.
February, it's crawling by.
It
No,
is. Meep, meep,
it's
meep.
going quickly. I don't know.
It
It's
is
the
going.
16th already. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows what's
Yeah.
going on?
We're halfway through February. I can't believe it. It's insane. But I like that because uh, we're getting closer to warm weather, and that's what inspires me.
That's true. And I noticed, like, over the past couple of days, it's dark later. It gets dark a lot later, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
The
Yep.
sunset is later in the day, which is
Yep.
nice.
Oh,
A few
so nice.
more, a couple more hours of daylight.
It does your body good. Sunlight is necessary for us. When it goes dark so early and then it's dark in the morning, it's so depressive. So we're getting out of that.
Hmm.
Oh, kind of you to ask, Doug. Did I get my oven yesterday? Why, yes, I did,
Let's talk
Doug.
about the oven.
Woo! Very exciting. We went to a lovely discount place called Curry's PC World, but it's a discount,
Yeah.
so if there's like a little nick on it or if it's been returned but then refurbished. So I bought an oven. It is called a Hisense oven. It is a self-cleaning oven. Yeah, self-cleaner. So all you got to do is once you're done cooking, you crank it up to a high temperature. It cooks off all the dirt and it goes
Mhm.
to the bottom and then you just brush it away. So I got a self-cleaning oven. Also, this oven, I have to read into it, but it has an air fryer setting.
Okay.
So I can
That's interesting.
I know there's 4 unique settings. I have to look through them all. I think there's a steam, an air fryer, and then 2 other things that you can do with this oven.
That's incredible.
I was so delighted. And I mean, I know it's gauche to talk money, but let's do this. I think it was originally 600 pounds. I got it for 215 pounds.
That is amazing. I love this idea of self clean. It just gets so
Yeah.
hot, it just cleans itself. But what
Yep.
I've also heard is that you can put if you have like baking sheets or baking trays that also need cleaning, you can put them in, turn it on self clean, it'll clean all your baking sheets.
Oh my gosh.
Look at what we've accomplished in the first 6 minutes of this show.
That actually is useful information for everyone, just so you know. Speaking of cleaning, did you know there are, sorry, sidetrack and then we'll get on with the show, everyone.
No.
Did you know you can put a ton of stuff in a dishwasher? Things that you wouldn't think you can wash in a dishwasher. I read this article about it. So, towels or like dish towels,
Mm-hmm.
guess what? You can lay them
No.
on top, yes, of your
Stop
stuff
that.
and you can wash them in the dishwasher. So any rags that you use to wipe or any
Yeah.
dishcloths, you can put them in the dishwasher, you can wash it. Hairbrushes and combs. So here's the thing, everyone. I don't know about you guys, but I get annoyed. The brushes, they always get that like at the bottom, they kind of get that it all
Yeah.
looks like dust and then it turns into kind of
Mm-hmm.
like and gotta go pull it out. No, you
Yeah.
make sure all the hair's out. You pop it in the dishwasher. The brushes and the combs come out brand new.
That is incredible, Allyson. That is
Mhm.
amazing. That is life-changing information.
It's up
I
there.
don't
It's up
actually
there.
have a dishwasher because I live in a house share, but the thing I miss most about living with my parents is the dishwasher. I hate
Ah,
doing dishes.
it's awful.
Actually, I mean,
Do you don't mind it? Do you do it with your is it a social thing? Do you and your
absolutely not. No.
No.
I mean, we don't.
Definitely.
We're not a house that falls out. But if we were gonna have arguments, it'd be about the washing up. It'd be
Do
about
you know
doing
what
the
I would do,
dishes.
Will? I'd treat yourself. I'd treat yourself. I'd buy yourself one of those little countertop
A
dishwashers.
tabletop dishwasher.
Yes.
If so, just between us
Yeah. And everyone else listening.
and everybody listening, I am thinking about moving out, and if the place that I move to doesn't have a integrated dishwasher, I might treat myself to a tabletop one
I think you should.
because,
It's a game changer.
like, I already like it's 9 o'clock at night, and I've still got to do my dishes, and I just get no, absolutely not.
And then what are you gonna
Simply,
do? The sink soak? No, because then you got to get up in the morning and then you got the dishes. You don't have access to the sink. It's
mm-mm-mm.
just annoying. So yeah, I think you should treat yourself, Will. You're worth it. You're worth it, everyone.
Because I live. This is the life of a 25-year-old. This is the kind of rock and roll lifestyle that I
This
lead.
is it. This is it. I can't do my dishes at 9. I'm too tired, says the 25-year-old. I love you with all my
What have I
heart and soul.
become? I used
You
to
are
go
my
party-
spirit animal, Will.
I used to
You
go to
are my
parties.
I
You
love
know?
you. I love you.
Ugh.
That's how we're starting off February 16th, everyone. Get yourself a dishwasher and wash various things in it. Very exciting. Well, listen, February 16th, yesterday was my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So it was this celebrity's birthday. But today we got a new crop, everyone. February 16th,
There's a lot
celebrity
today.
birthdays. There is a lot. There's a lot of babies that were born in February. I'm just saying, something's going on 9 months before February. The weekend What month would that be? I see you doing the math. I love
I'm
you.
gonna
Yeah.
try. Give me a minute. I'll get back to
Yeah.
you. I'll get back to
Okay.
you.
The Weeknd, Canadian performer. I've got to point that out because he's absolutely fantastic. Brought into the scene by Drake, is 32 today. Happy birthday, The Weeknd. A big 32. Great year. Great year. 32, 33. God, I love those years.
Hmm.
Elizabeth Olsen, 33. Another great year. Like I said, 32, 33. Great years. Ice-T. Come on, put your back into it. 64. I don't think at 64 he's probably putting his back into it as much as he used to. It's
Yeah, you
probably,
shouldn't be.
lighten up with your
Yeah.
back into it. Take it easy. Do some stretching before you put your back into it now, Ice-T at 64.
Hmm.
But brilliant and looks dynamite, if I may
Oh
say
yeah,
so.
looks great.
Good looking guy,
Hmm.
64, doesn't age. And then Christopher Eccleston. Is that how I say it correctly?
Yeah, Christopher Eccleston, former
Yep.
Doctor Who.
Former Doctor Who. Was
Yep.
he now? Remind me, silly American. He's 58, by the way, today, everyone. 58 years
Happy
young.
birthday, Christopher.
Christopher. Is he the one that had the curly hair?
No, so Christopher Eccleston was the first. He was like the first Doctor at when it got like rebooted in
Yeah.
the like early 2000s,
Oh,
and he
okay.
he was like he was like bald, or he had like a really close buzz cut.
Yeah.
And he had quite a round head. He was a
Yeah.
good Doctor. He was good.
He was
He was
great.
good.
My favorite was I think he's the original one with the curly hair and
Yeah.
the how do I say this
Tom.
politely? British teeth.
Yeah,
Can I
that's how you
say
say.
that?
Sure.
British teeth.
Yeah, I think he's Tom Baker. Is that his name?
I had the hugest crush on him.
Allyson.
Isn't that I loved him. That curly hair. He was such an eccentric character.
You're into a man with curly hair, aren't you? I think you've got a
I
type.
I do have a type. I like hair. Not hey, if you don't have hair, don't feel bad. It's all about the personality at the end of the day.
Hmm.
But yeah, good looking guy. Good morning, Dino, who has just joined us. We're having a riveting conversation about celebrity birthdays. So the Weekend, Elizabeth Olsen, Ice-T, and Christopher Eccleston. Happy birthday to you all. I hope today brings you everything you want. Everything you want. Cake for sure, at
Oh
least. I
yeah,
hope it brings you
100%.
cake. I told my
Well,
boyfriend I did cake yesterday, and then I got to the day, and I was like, "I regret my decision." So
oh
we
yeah,
went and bought a
you've
cake.
got to have
Yeah,
cake, Al. You've got to have cake on your
kind
birthday.
of cake. I was gonna cut
But
you off. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
on this day, did you know? On this day in the year 1923,
I would have
so
been
merely,
a young 22.
of course, um, the burial chamber of King Tutankhamun himself was unsealed by British archaeologist Howard Carter. So he
Wow.
discovered it like a couple of years before, but then they like opened it.
King
And you
Tut.
know what? Maybe that was the big mistake.
That was maybe that was the
Been
big
downhill since
mistake.
then. So
Don't awaken any of the kings
hmm
that were King Tut. And USA today in the US it's do a grouch a favor day. So what you're supposed to
yeah,
find a grumpy person and do them a favor?
do something
Hey,
for it. If you know someone grumpy in your life, do something nice for them.
gosh, I'm trying to think who I know that's grumpy. I'm working with a comedian this weekend who's really grumpy, so maybe I'll just save that for the weekend and be like, "Here you go.
Do him a
Here's your
favor.
16th favor." Yeah.
Yeah. Uh huh.
Yeah. Grumpy.
Also today in China and Taiwan, it's like the Lantern Festival. So
Oh.
I think it's the first full moon of the like Lunar New Year. They have the Lantern Festival. They hang out like colorful lanterns for people to appreciate, and it looks all pretty. I thought that was nice.
Oh, that's beautiful. I wish I was there to see it. I bet you it's stunning. I bet you
Oh yeah.
the lanterns would be
Hmm.
absolutely beautiful. Well, look at
We
there's
went
a
to a
lot
similar.
going on. Yeah, go ahead.
It's what a busy day, February 16th. Who knew that all this stuff was happening?
February is a busy month. For such a short month, we pack a lot into
We
it,
have
don't we?
maybe that's why it's going so quickly because it's just so busy.
There's just so much going on. Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to think about who I know that's grumpy so I can do them a favor.
I don't think I know. I think I'm the person that people know who's grumpy. I think Andy's around.
No, you
I
are not
can be.
grumpy. You're a delight. You're a delight. Oh, Doug, my mom has a fountain in the kitchen and we refill it with water. Oh, isn't that
Oh,
fun?
nice. Oh, do
Oh,
you know
you have
what
a
I like?
fountain.
In
Mm.
my dream kitchen, it has one of those pot fillers. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's like a faucet on an arm over the
Yeah.
stove, and
Yeah.
you hold it over your pots, and you fill your pots with water so that you don't have to carry your heavy pots of water or your hot pots of water. No, you still have to carry hot pots. You don't have to carry heavy pots of water from your sink to your stove.
Get out. This
I
is what
know.
I'm talking about. All
How
these
incredible would that be?
features. That
I
would
know.
be, I mean, amazing. God, I want to be rich so I can have a fancy kitchen. I
I
mean, I
know.
wouldn't use it all that often, but gosh, it would be
You
fun.
see, I would use it every day. Every
Would
day.
you? If you had a fancy
Yeah.
kitchen?
I love to cook. Fancy kitchen. That's the
Nothing but
goal.
Le Creuset pots and pans everywhere.
Stop it. I keep name dropping my new Le Creuset frying pan. Any
I don't
opportunity I get.
drop it. I don't blame you. My friend got the orange. She got the orange pot. You know, the big
Yeah.
pot.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
the Dutch oven. That's
Dutch
so
oven. That's
nice.
what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was
Or a
delighted.
casserole dish, as we call it in the UK, which is weird.
A casserole dish. Doug, Will ever grumpy? Will is never. Yeah, Will is never grumpy. I think that's what you're trying to say, Doug. And I agree with you. Will is a ray of sunshine in my life. So I think the people you're grumpy to probably deserve it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, maybe.
I did. Well, listen, everyone. We are delighted to have you with us this morning. But it is not just us on Backchannel. Don't forget that. There are shows here all day long after the Will and Allyson morning show. Normally Hayley's here, but she'll be back tomorrow, and then we'll include her name again. But right now it's Will and Allyson. After us, we have from 8 to 9, Live Every Day with Liv Harrison. You will love her. She's an absolute joy. Are we chatting with her later real quick?
Oh my god, you know what? I think we are.
Yeah.
I never get the chance to chat to Liv. Oh.
This is your day, pal. This
So
is your
excited.
day. I'm going to let you do a lot of the talking so you can really enjoy her because literally talking to her fills me with joy. So I want you to have that today. Then from 10 to 12, we have Jam and Renee. 12 to 2, we have the Anthony Davis Show. From 2 to 4, we have Your Pal Hal with Hal Rudnick. And from 4 to 6, we have the Mario Smith Show. So listen, there's something for everyone. Feel free to jump in, jump out. We're just delighted to have you here with us right now. And in fact, Will, I'd love to tell the people what's coming up in the next hour. So
Oh my goodness.
Or the next 2 hours. Let's give them a breakdown. All right, coming up in the next couple of hours, we are going to have, obviously, our Agony Aunt section that we love doing. Then we're going to move on to news stories, something a little different, a little fun, not the normal news. We've got our 1-star review, and then we have a couple other secret games coming up, but then we also have our True and False that we are excited
You
about.
have reached the Hayley and Allyson show with producer Will.
All of that coming up. I know. It's so weird hearing my own laugh at the end of it. I was like, who laughs like that? Oh, I did.
It's
That was
cute. I like it.
laughing at my mom, because that is my mother talking away. Gosh, moms. It's funny. We're about to go into the Agony Aunt section. Now, I know you and your mom, you have a great relationship. Do you go to your mom for advice?
No.
No, me neither.
I-
Me neither.
No, I don't. I've got my mum. She interesting. Yeah.
She's
We'll
not
get into that
necessarily.
later. I'm going out for drinks with my mum this weekend, and I know she'll be kind of like asking about bits of my life. So
AKA the love life. Is that what she's gonna want to get
that's
into?
what she's gonna want to know. I think she's made some assumptions about some stuff that's going on that maybe isn't 100% true. So we might need to nip that in the bud.
Don't assume. It just makes something out of you and me. I won't say.
Yes, as the expression goes, when you assume, you make a fool out of us both.
That's right. That's a polite way. That's the edited way of saying it.
As Moira Rose says, makes a fool out of us both. Okay, Ali, shall we attempt to maybe talk about some
people's
of these
problems.
problems?
Yeah. Now, let's bring this up. Will and I are not trained therapists. I know, surprising. Will is actually trained for the job he does as producing. I guess I'm trained to talk. I don't know. Maybe we all are as humans. So that's what we do. We are not trained professional therapists. So take everything we suggest or talk about or discuss with a grain of salt. Also, Yeah, big grain of salt, huge box of salt. If you happen to hear a problem and you're like, hey, you know what? I think I have a little bit of advice for that. Like Doug, you've been giving great advice. And he's going to be around all day today, which is very exciting. You just told us, Doug. Thank you. Do feel free to chip in. Let us know what you think. And also in the future, if you think you have a problem you would like us to chat about, you can email us at hello@backchannel.tv. Please be sure to put Hayley and Allyson in the title. Otherwise, these problems just go to the main the main source, and people are like, why are people writing in about their love lives and toe fungus problems? And you know what? You know, it's so send it to us. We want your toe fungus problems. No, we don't. We don't want them, but we'll
We'll
talk
take
about
them.
it. We'll take them. Good morning, Steve, who has just joined the stream. You're just in time because we are about to do our Agony Auntie section where Will and I are glamorous aunties. And we're going to hopefully solve some of your problems. So, Will, start us off with the first issue today.
Okay, so this problem was written in by Sophia from Colorado. Hi, Sophia. Who said,
Sophia.
I'm over 30, but I'd love to pick up a new skill. Do you have any suggestions for things I could learn? I'm over 30, but I'd love to pick up a new skill. Do you have any suggestions for things I could learn?
Well, I mean, Sophia, the world is your oyster. I mean, there's so many. Do you want to start thinking about, okay, skills, a new language? Maybe picking
My
up
first thought was language. Get yourself like a one of those apps that teaches you a language, and just do a little bit of that every day. Tons of people do that.
and it expands your brain. It's a really great thing. If you are, Sophia, at all musically inclined, I recently have some friends who started to do singing lessons again. And you know what? They have loved every minute of it. Some singing lessons or some sort of musical instrument lesson, if that is of interest to you. I think really, Sophia, you have to think about what you like to do in your spare time and build off of that. You know, what do you like doing? This is something that I wish when kids are young, we really need to focus in on, like, what do they do in their spare time? What do they like to do? And that is probably what will lead into their profession. And I think many of us just get thrown into a job or find a job, and we forget what it is that we like to do, our passions when we were young. So, Sophia, I think number one, explore that, and then you could do art classes. You could, I mean, cooking classes.
I was just gonna say a cooking class. There's always like beginner like crafts classes. I know around me there's always tons of those, like life drawing or knitting, crochet, something like that. So my advice, maybe look around and see what's in like the community centers or stuff like that. And see what's going on there, because I can almost guarantee there'll be some like introduction to blank
This
classes.
sort of thing. Absolutely.
And just
Are
try
you
them
a
out.
writer? Some people like to take a little writing course
Great
where, like,
idea,
maybe you
yeah.
want to learn how to write a script or work on that novel. But yeah, I think the quickest thing, I mean, good life skills, a language, music, cooking for sure. You know, build off of what you might need in your life or what might interest you. And then also, of course, financially, whatever you can afford, look at what's available to you cheaply. There's so much stuff on the net now. You could learn anything online. So, you know, Sophia, I think it's very exciting that you want to try to learn a new skill. And, you know, I'm telling you, over 30, it's a time to get going, right? Think about new things you want to incorporate into your life. Because as we get older, sometimes our world gets smaller, and you need to fight that by doing more things. So well done, Sophia. Good morning to Keith and Isa. If I said that wrong, I do apologize, Isa. We're delighted to have you with us. We are doing our Agony Aunt section, chatting about some people's issues. Good morning, dates who have just joined us as well. Let's move on to our next problem. Will, what do we got?
Okay, this is from Amy from Montana, who says, I think my mom is that woman who's rude to everyone and is just aggressive and complains about everything. How do I manage this behavior when we're out together, and should I call her out on it? I think my mom is that woman who's rude to everyone and is just aggressive and complains. Should I call her out on it?
Okay, well, Amy, look, first off, it's a constant battle having a mother who is, let's say, blunt. Let's put it politely, right? A blunt, outspoken mom, it can be a little tricky because you are the one usually picking up the pieces. Your damage control is what you've been, Amy, all your life. And so you're like, oh. I mean, I guess it depends. Do you wanna begin this journey with your mother? Because I think if your mom is that woman, if you were to express your opinion, she'd just be that woman back at you, you
Mm-hmm.
know? So,
Mm-hmm.
I think what you have to do, Amy, is we have to remember we cannot control other people. All we can do is control how we react to other people. So, I think, Amy, you gotta start thinking about, okay, when my mother is, a bit overbearing or when she says something, what are steps I can do to, make myself feel better? Look, if you're in let's say you go out to lunch and mom's a little rude to the server, my mom has been that person. I will go out of my way to discreetly go to the washroom and just say to the server, "Hey, thanks again for all your help." I won't say sorry for my mom. I'll just be like,
No.
"Just wanted you to know, thanks so much."
Mm-hmm.
Um, just think about the things that you can do to and maybe selectively choose places and things that you're going to do with your mom. Maybe start doing activities with your mom around people that understand the way your mom is, or that you don't care what they think. you know
Yeah.
uh
Yeah.
you know
Places you'll never go back to.
yeah, different restaurants every single time.
Don't take her to your favorite places because you
Oh,
don't want to. You don't want her to ruin your reputation.
yeah.
So
Don't
take
take her to
take to
favorite
places that you're
places.
not going to go back to. Rubbish
Yeah,
places.
yeah,
Doug said maybe gently bring it up to her. Don't just like throw. Don't just like be. Don't just throw it out. Don't just be like
yeah.
brash and mean about it. You have
Oh,
to remember
Doug,
though, it is
you're
your mum.
brave. Yeah, it is your mom, and your mom is number 1, which is why it's like and especially it's hard being the child talking to your mom about her behavior. I'm sure your
Hmm.
mom's gonna be like, "Who do you think you are, little girl?" And so it's tricky, but you also do have the right to say, "Sometimes, mom, when you did this, it made me feel."
Hmm.
So you can say things like that. You can't criticize the behavior, but you can talk about how the behavior made you feel if you feel brave enough and wanna do that. But again, at the end of the day, like Doug said, it is your mom. It is a tricky thing. If you're gonna meet up with friends, prep your friends. I've done that.
Brace them. Yeah.
Before they met my mom, I'm like, "Just so you know, she's a very direct woman, and anything could come out, so all I'm gonna say is enjoy the process, right? Enjoy it." Yeah. She
Oh,
holds a mirror up
mums.
to you. That's what I say to people. Sometimes she
Yeah.
really holds a mirror up to you. So, yeah, Amy, just think about the things you can do to safety guard yourself, safety guard the environments you go into with
Hmm.
mom, and let her know how sometimes her behaviors make you feel. I think those are
Yeah.
the best steps you can take right now, Amy. But thank you so much for sharing that with us. I'm sure
Great
we all
question.
have
Okay.
mom stuff. Next question.
You know what? Mums are a handful. Let's do one more question.
One more. Yeah.
This one is from Chris from Wisconsin, who says, "My wife and I have always gotten through our relationship without much in the way of arguments or disagreements, but we simply cannot agree on a name for our new baby. How do we problem solve this?" So they can't agree on a name for their new baby.
Mm.
My advice, number one, is this is about the baby.
Yeah. You know what, Will? That's an excellent point. This is about the baby.
Hmm.
It's not about you guys. I'm sorry. I know that's really, but
I
it's
know you're the
not.
parents, but your baby's got to live with this name.
Your baby has to spell the name, has to live with the name, has to have people say that name all the time. Please think about shortened versions of the name. Like, what are they
Hmm.
going to turn into calling, Um, Also, I had some friends who had the same issue. They had a really hard time naming their baby. So what they did was they both made a list of their top names, okay, top names. And then they involved a friend that they both trusted. They said, "Here's a list of names that we like."
Nice.
And they kind of went, "Do you have any ideas based of off these names?" And so it was like a third party, a mediator kind of went, "Well, what about this? Or what about this?" Or
Hmm.
and kind of gave some other options because sometimes when we're in a situation, we're so focused on that situation that it's hard to see outside of it. So like maybe you're just so like, all I want to do is call the baby Jennifer or Jackie or Jezebel. And he's like, all I want to do is call the baby Christina,
Yep.
Karen, or Cassandra. And that's all you can focus on is just the names that you want, the names that you want. So going to somebody else can kind of help you to get some perspective. Maybe think of a new name. Yeah.
So what I'm hearing you say, Allyson, is that you want us to name Chris's baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chris,
Yeah.
send us your list and we'll go from there. I'm thinking Meg, short for Megatron. I'm thinking um like Chris, short for Christmas. I'm thinking, I don't know. Stuff
Do,
in that kind of vein.
I have a name, if I'll throw it out there, Chris. It's my favorite all-time girl's name. I taught this girl when I was a teacher many moon ago. She was 13. She was the coolest 13-year-old girl I've ever met. She was kind to everyone. She made friends with everyone in school. Her name was JC. Jacey. JC. And I fell in love with that
That's a
name.
cute
And
name.
I've never heard it anywhere else. So let me throw that out there. JC, if it's a girl. Loved her. Loved
Okay,
her.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's it. That's our agony ante section. Doug, maybe How, shorts for Holly. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Sure. Holly. Yeah, I like the name Holly. I've met some lovely Hollies.
Yeah, Holly's a nice name.
They're always nice because names say a lot about people. Don't get me wrong.
do. Yeah.
As a teacher, I have a whole comedy bit about it, so I won't go into it now, but I'll tell you, names determine people.
And for me, for boyfriends as well, the names are important for me.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I won't get into insulting, but I'm just saying, I'll think twice before I date a Christopher.
Oh, yeah.
All right, moving on. I won't get too into it, but Christophers are they got secrets. Anyway.
That is...
yeah.
You're my favorite person in this world, Allyson. Okay,
you.
shall we play a game?
I would love to play a game, but only if it involves movies. I had to
Okay,
look
well,
to see
you're
what the
in
one. I was like, is it a yes?
It is a movie. Okay,
Right.
this game is one of the best things I've ever invented. It's called the 1-star movie review, and here's what's going to happen is that Allyson is going to act out some reviews that some reviews that people have left online for this movie. The thing that they all have in common is that they gave this movie 1 star. Now that doesn't mean that it's a terrible movie. That doesn't mean it's anything movie. It could be the best movie in the world. These people, they didn't like it. So what we need from you is to decipher these reviews and work out what the movie it is that they have left a 1-star review for.
I love it. Look at Doug is already. It's 1-star movie review. 1-star movie review. It's in his head. Thank you, Doug. Thank you so much.
Doug knows.
It's my quick little jingle. So the important thing is to remember the details or the hints that you're hearing in these 1-star reviews. I know you got the jingle up for me. Thank you, Doug. So please take guesses. Guess. Look, you can it doesn't matter if it's wrong or right. It's playing the game that's the important thing. And like Will said, I will be reading each review with a different dramatic expression, with a different character, just for a bit of fun. But really, the information is the important part. Will give me some suggestions on how to read these reviews. Also, if you have a suggestion, I mean, in the past, what have I've been Dolly Parton. I've been a Southern Belle. I've been a sheriff. I've been an old man riding a bike on a bumpy road. I will literally try to read this in any style that you want. Read it like a girl that's going out on a first date, said Doug. All right, Doug. That is his suggestion. He wants me to read it like a girl going out on a first date. Okay, so 1-star movie review. I'm going to read this like a girl going out on a first date. She's a little nervous, but trying to make a good impression. First date. Here we go. 1-star movie review. Hi. What was this exactly? Where was the action? And just where in the heavens was the comedy? Okay, maybe those who like this actor's ludicrous behavior on screen can sometimes appreciate the movie, but some of the parts were just, well, plain awful. I mean, what's up with the smart monkeys tormenting people in movies? Please, I have a request to all directors. Please stop using that cliche. Even the kids are quiet over it. Even the kids, please don't watch this movie. Watch Jumanji again. That was so much better. But please, what's your opinion? That's how you got to end every day asking somebody else what their opinion is on something. So that's me being charming and sweet. There we go.
Very, very sweet and charming. I'd take you out on a second date, Ally.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so the things that we've learned from this review. Maybe it's supposed to be an action, maybe it's supposed to be a comedy. This person didn't think that there was much of either, but who cares? No. There was a monkey that was tormenting people.
Mm-hmm.
And we know it's not Jumanji.
It's not Jumanji. So what could it be? If there's animals tormenting a monkey, what could it be? She said there's a lot of cliches in it. What's that? What movie doesn't have cliches in it nowadays? Let's be
That's why they're
honest, everyone.
cliches.
That's why they're cliches. Fabulous. Okay, let's move on to our second movie review. I see Davey's just joined the stream. Good morning, Davey. You have caught us in the middle of our 1-star movie review. We're reading off reviews of a movie that all these people have given 1 star to. Does not mean it is a 1-star movie, just that these people didn't like it. Will, how would you like me to read the next review so people can guess what the movie is?
Okay, Allyson, I would like you to read this review as a drill sergeant.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Great. Yeah, drill
Okay.
sergeant. Okay. Tin Hut! I know it's meant to be lighthearted, but it's simply... What is that word? I'm sorry.
Ooh, that's a big one.
Vacus? Vacus?
Sure, let's go with
Vacus?
that.
All right. Tin Hut! I know it's meant to be a lighthearted, but it is simply Vacus. The entire plot was probably written on the back of a cigarette pack, which was then lost before filming commenced. For some reason, an Egyptian pharaoh can speak the same language as Attila the Hun, and a Roman speaks English. What completely undermines this movie is the very fact that it is set at a museum, and an opportunity to provide children with a few facts along with a bit of fun is lost by a staggering degree of dumbing down. Tin Hut, stand at ease.
Big clues in this review.
Yes.
There's an Egyptian pharaoh. There's Attila the Hun. There's a Roman character.
Goodness, all these people from history.
Yeah, it's set in a museum.
But
What could it be?
could the movie be?
If you
What
think you know
movie?
what this movie is that these people have left a 1-star review for, if you can see Allyson and I looking radiant and gorgeous at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the command to give to your device is the name of your device, followed by the word say, followed by whatever movie you think it is. If you're listening on an audio-only device, you can go to backchannel.tv. You can get involved that way.
Type your answer in. And leave us a little review if you go to backchannel.tv because, we'd love to hear what you think. Brilliant. All right. Let's move it along. Next review. So far, let's just recap real quick. Sounds like there's a lot of characters from history. It is in a museum. There is a monkey that's causing mischief. It is not Jumanji. So what is the film? Next review. Will, how would you like me to read this? Also, if you're listening, please feel free to let me know how you'd like me to read these.
Okay, I might need you to stick with me a little bit on this one
Yep,
because it's a little bit
I'll
abstract.
go the distance. Yeah.
So when you're crossing a bridge, okay, and there's a troll that makes you answer riddles before you can pass.
Yes.
Okay, you're the troll.
I'm the troll. All
You're
right.
the troll who's making me answer a riddle before I can cross the bridge.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Great. Troll.
Although not advertised as such, this is a kiddie film. And as a kiddie film, it's not as interesting to watch for adults minding the kids. The jokes are vapid and out of date. Kids nowadays are familiar with the Shrek saga, which means they know what influence is and that it can sometimes be funny. I mention that because there's not a single fart joke in this film, and there really needs to be at least one.
Was that
Allyson,
good?
I don't know if this is a compliment or not, but you make a very convincing troll.
Thank you. I like to really get into the characters. Thanks,
That was
everyone.
a good one. Very believable.
Very fun.
Okay, so I mean, I wouldn't say that there's tons of clues in this review.
No.
We know that it's probably aimed at kids.
Yeah.
And this person seems to be very upset that there is not a single fart joke
Fart
in
joke.
this movie. So
It's like-
clearly,
Two sides of the coin. Either people want more farts or they want less farts. You can't make people happy.
this person seems to think there needs to be at least one fart joke.
One fart. If it's for kids, I agree. One, come on, let it out. One
At
little
least
fart.
one, just a little one.
Okay. So there we go. That's that one. All right. And now we're going to move it along to our last 1-star movie review. 1-star movie review. 1-star movie review. All right. Will, I love that you lip synced along to me singing that. I love you.
Listen to all the jingles.
You lip synced for your life.
For
all right.
my life.
Now tell me, how would you like me to read this one, Will? What do you think? Our last movie review, everyone.
Okay, Allyson, the person who left this review is somebody who's trying to pick me up in a bar.
Okay. All right. This is going to be hard because I know I'm not really your type per se, but I'm going to give it a go. Here we go.
Okay, good luck.
All right. I might play it as a guy named, what's your favorite name, Will?
I don't know.
I like
Lawrence.
Nathan. Lawrence.
Okay.
Lawrence. All right. A guy named Lawrence. Here we go.
Okay.
Well, hey. This is definitely one of the most annoying movies I have ever seen. Don't you think? Not only that the plot is miserably constructed, but the whole story lacks any trace of honorable good sense. You come here often, or it's just a confused movie with random characters that are not behaving the way they should, or precisely the way that history taught us they would. You know what I mean? After all, it's a film about a museum of history, and some common knowledge of history wouldn't hurt the writers.
Wow, Allyson, I know who I'm going home with tonight.
I imagined us at a bar, and I'm just, getting a drink, trying to hey, can you believe this thing, hey? Yeah.
Can you believe that kids seen this guy? Okay, so the reviews, the clues that we've taken away from this review, it's set in a museum of history.
Yeah.
There's a lot of random characters in it.
Yeah.
We already know that there's an Egyptian pharaoh, Attila the Hun, and a Roman.
It's got a crazy monkey.
It's got a crazy monkey.
It's not Jumanji. So
not
if there's a
Jumanji.
lot of characters from history set in a museum, we've got a wacky monkey. What could the film be? If that isn't been easy enough, I'm going to spoon feed you now. I'm going to give you
Please
a few
do.
extra clues. Again, take a guess, everyone. It costs nothing to guess. You lose nothing. And you could just gain the knowledge that you are right. And then you can walk through the rest of the day going, I know my movies. And I'm really happy I got to read as a troll. Just as a side note, everyone, that was really fun. I want to keep doing that again. All right.
Okay.
So this movie was released in 2006. 6.4 on IMDb, which is pretty good for an IMDb rating.
Not bad, not bad.
Starring, now, if this doesn't give it away, I don't know what else. Starring Ben Stiller and Ricky Gervais.
Okay, come on.
What is the film? Come on, everyone.
It's a Ben Stiller movie. It's set in a history museum. There's a Egyptian pharaoh. There's Attila the Hun. There's a monkey in it. What could the movie be?
Would possibly
it's not set
be?
during the day. It's not set during the day.
Nope.
It's not.
At night. Oh, I like that. Yeah, it's not a daytime movie in a museum. Night in a museum. Come on, everyone. Come on, let me read the synopsis. If this doesn't help you, I don't know what else. A newly recruited night security guard at the Museum of Natural History discovers that an ancient curse causes the animals and exhibits on display to come to life and wreak havoc. But what is the film? We're going to give you a couple more seconds, and then we're going to reveal it. I myself have only seen small portions of this film. Will, have you seen the whole film?
Not only have I seen the whole film, I've also seen the second one.
Oh, so that's a good hint. More than one. Did you like the second one as much as the first?
I'm not gonna lie to you, Allyson. I don't really like either of them. No,
okay.
That's a lie. I like the first one. This one is fine. The second one's a bit nah.
Yeah,
But you know what? It's a good movie to watch, and it's always like on TV on a Sunday afternoon. You just kind of watch it and don't really think about it. You talk all the way through it. It's
good
a good
for the
one of those.
family, right? Everyone, it's an all agers. Well, I can't tell you, Will. I know we're all sitting on the edge of the seat. Night, it's at a museum. Therefore, the film is
What could
Night
it be?
at the Museum, everyone.
Who would have thought it?
Night at the Museum. I might have to give it a go. Although, no fart jokes in it. I don't know.
I don't think... Based solely on the fact that there's no fart jokes.
I'm out.
I don't think it's a movie for you, Ali.
I'm out. I like a fart joke. I like a fart joke, and I like bad horror movies. That's it. That's my genres.
Okay, that's pretty
Huh?
specific.
That is.
I don't know if there's any fart jokes or not. I can't attest to that, but I'm pretty sure the monkey wears a diaper, so it's pretty close. You know?
I love that the monkey wears a diaper. I love seeing monkeys in diapers. A little fact just to share with you there, all monkeys in diapers. Thumbs up from me.
Big fan.
So listen, thank you so much for those of you who listened along. Some of you guessed. I'm sorry if you did not get the right answer. I am delighted if you did get the right answer. But now we're going to move on to the news. But before we do the news, I just want to let you all know we have a special little thing coming up right after the news. Doug,
Very important.
our OG listener, who has been with us since day one. Doug is so great at getting involved. We always have a great chat with Doug. And Doug one day was like, I got a riddle. And then another day he was like, I got another riddle. And we just decided we were going to make this part of the show. So now we have Doug's riddle, which we're going to do right after the news. So Doug, we have your riddle. We're very excited. So stay tuned for that, everyone. But in the meantime, let's give you some news stories from around the world that aren't so doom and gloom. Something a little bit more, stories you might miss that maybe aren't in the main papers, but we like to bring up. And this one, Will, do you want to start off on this one? This one is a great one. This is great.
I do want to start off on this one. So we've talked about James Blunt before on the Hayley and Allyson show.
Who is so funny on Twitter.
He is, yes, very funny on Twitter and he is the pinnacle of like British self-deprecating humor. He's like, everybody hates my music and I know it. If you don't know who James Blunt is, he's an English like singer-songwriter. He's very good. He's most famous for the song You're Beautiful.
Which, by the way, side note, I learned that song. Did you know what that song's about? Get this, James Blunt wrote it about one of his mates' girlfriends. A girlfriend of one of his mates.
Scandalous.
Yeah, that from a distance, he always looked at her and he wrote that song for her. Anyway, side note. I love
and now
you, James.
It's like, my goodness. Okay, so with that in mind, in New Zealand, there were some people having a little protest about some stuff, as people are wont to do. And one of the things that they do to kind of get the protesters to like go home, basically, is that they annoy them by playing annoying songs on repeat, like over the loudspeakers.
I love it.
So think things like Celine Dion's "My Heart Will Go On."
Oh yeah.
You
Whitney
know
Houston,
what,
I Will Always Love You. That's one, too, that I think gets on people's nerves if it's played again and again.
Like, oh, you hear it once and it's like fine, but you hear it again and again and again. It's going to want to make you go home. Let It Go, Frozen's Let It Go.
Oh, yeah.
All kinds of things going down. These are the songs that they're blasting over the loudspeakers on repeat to try and get the protesters in New Zealand to disperse, to go home. The Macarena, the 1990s hit, the Macarena. Like, oh, you hear it once, it's kind of funny. You hear it 10 times in a row. I'm tapping out. I'm going home. So, back to James Blunt. He saw a tweet about that this is what was happening. And he tweeted the New Zealand police and said, hey, if any of these tracks aren't working, let me know. You're welcome to use my music. And lo and behold, merely a few hours later, they were blasting James Blunt's famous hit, You're Beautiful, written about his mate's girlfriend, as we've just learned, over the loudspeakers again and again and again and again to try and get them to go home. But didn't work.
Didn't work. I'm sorry, James Blunt, your music is not annoying enough to drive people away, but I do love that he thought he was in the running. He's like, hey, just so you know, people really get annoyed by this song, so you could play it a bunch.
If you want super annoying music, I'm your guy. But no, protesters seemed undeterred, singing other songs over the top of it and dancing in the rain.
And dancing in the rain. Wow, these protesters were they were...
You know what? I really, if there's a cause that you really care about, I really respect you if you want to go out and protest about it. I just can't be bothered.
Yeah,
I don't think a protest is a one for me. Like, if I can sit at my desk and do my bit, then I probably would do. But I ain't going to stand out in the rain.
No.
I want to be dry.
I like being dry too. So, I
Mhm.
mean, kudos to protesters for trying, and kudos
Yeah.
to you, James Blunt, for trying. I'm trying to think of what would be a song that would annoy you. Do you know who Billy
Oh.
Ray Cyrus is? Achy
Oh,
Breaky
yeah.
Heart.
Uh-huh.
Don't.
Oh, good one.
That one I would have, because I'm not a fan of country, but where I come from, it's all country, all the
Mm-hmm.
time. What about you? What would be an annoying song for you?
I think anything that you hear, if you hear it enough times, it's going to get on your nerves.
Yeah.
My dad tells this cracking story of he was in like this cowboy themed restaurant a couple of years ago, and for some reason, all they were playing on loop was Little Nas X's Old Town Road, which was the big hit at the time. They just played it on loop for the whole time that they were in the restaurant, and my dad was ready to go home. He was like, "I've really enjoyed this, but cut it out."
I would lose my mind. I would lose my mind.
I'd rather sit. I would think I would rather sit in silence than listen to any song on repeat.
Again and again. Absolutely.
and again
That's
and
why
again,
being on
non-stop.
hold on a phone is so annoying, because they just play the same sort of music again and again. Doug said, yes, I think you also find Achy Breaky Heart annoying. The most annoying country song is Mercy. I agree. Yeah, good call. Good call, Doug. I mean, North America, we got a lot of country that we have to sit through, so I appreciate it. Good morning to Veronica, who's just joined us. Veronica, we're just talking about some news stories going on in the world, some that you may have missed, so thank you so much for joining us. Which leads me to this news story. Fascinating. This is it. We're bringing you the breaking news. Not really breaking, though, because get this, everyone. There was no breaks involved with this. Man balances 4 eggs atop one another to break Guinness record. That's right, everyone. He balanced 4 eggs, okay, and not sideways, upright, on top of one another. There's the picture. If you have a screen, you can see it. But literally, for those of you, I will describe it. It is, oh, wow, we've got music. So he's put egg number 1 down. Amazing that he can make it stand up straight. He then balances egg number 2 atop egg number 3. And then finally, he takes a deep breath. Egg number 4. And done. He has balanced 4 eggs on top of one another. He is very excited about it. This is a Yemen man broke his own Guinness World Book record when he managed to stack 4 eggs atop one another without toppling. Mohammed Mukbel, I'm so sorry, I probably pronounced it wrong, who first set the record when he stacked 3 eggs, beat his own record during an attempt in Istanbul, Turkey, where he managed to stack 4 eggs in a row. That's amazing. And what's interesting is, have you ever seen when you're by water, sometimes people stack stones? Have you ever seen stone balancing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. So what it is basically finding the shape and the weight. So it's really finding the weight of each thing. And it's amazing, the stone balancing that you'll see somewhere, because in Canada, it's a lot of First Nations that do this amazing stone balancing artwork, and it's phenomenal. And I think it's the same technique that he's using with eggs. I'm just guessing. But it does look unreal. I mean, that's a pretty cool skill.
It's a good record to break 4 eggs on a row, because so some of these records that people are breaking, far too much physical exertion for me. As we previously established, I'm not trying to go anywhere.
Yeah, but egg stacking.
To be fair though, I wonder how many eggs he's broken trying to break that record.
Probably a lot. I hope he doesn't waste it. I hope he at least tries to
Makes a big omelet.
Salvage. Yeah, I love an omelet. Salvage the eggs. You know what I was just thinking? Was it Amy that wrote in wondering about new hobbies that she could start? Egg stacking, Amy.
Try and break it.
Go for 5. Go for 5 and
5
break
eggs.
Mohammed's heart. He's in Istanbul. You could do it, Amy. I believe in you. Stack 5 eggs.
You can make friends with him.
Stack 5 eggs.
There's a trend going around on TikTok, maybe like last month, of people like, an egg. There's the egg shell, and then there's like a membrane. There's like a
the little. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So they were separating the egg shell from the membrane of the egg without like bursting the egg.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? See what I mean? and it was
Wow.
really weird. But loads of people were trying to do it.
Did anyone succeed?
Oh yeah, loads of people.
Jeez.
I
That's
know.
some skill because you got to crack the shell, but be so careful not
I
to
think the
break
hardest
membrane.
part would be getting started. After that, if you
Yeah.
do it in tiny pieces and are really gentle, I think you could crack away at it. Pun intended.
Hey, I mean, nothing but the best. Nothing but the best
Okay.
coming to you from us. Sing, good morning. Sing has joined us. It's lovely to hear from you. We're delighted to have you here. We're talking about news stories. Will, do you have another news story for us here?
I've got a news story that I absolutely am obsessed with.
Okay.
The Bronx Zoo, so the zoo in the
Yes.
Bronx, is for Valentine's Day. They're letting you name a cockroach after your ex or your sweetheart or anybody you want, really.
Whatever you want, whoever you want to name it after. Wow.
So I mean, it costs $15. And you can name a Madagascar hissing cockroach after your special someone, and the money goes to like a conservation society or something. And they've done this, for years. And the thing is that because they live for quite a long time, cockroaches, then it's a gift for
a
gift for
lifetime.
life. Yeah.
Gift for life. And what better? There are people who buy stars and name stars after people. No. Cockroaches, the way of the future. I'm telling you, I think a cockroach lasts longer than a star. That's amazing.
That's true.
So yeah. So next year, if you're stuck for a Valentine's Day gift, what you can do is contact the Bronx Zoo and name a roach after your loved one.
This person said that roses and chocolates come and go, but roaches, they last for eternity. And you can also have a virtual encounter with your cockroach.
Oh,
that
yeah,
you can have after somebody.
You could have a face-to-face with your roach. They could be like, here. How are they going to know whose roach is who? I think they're kind of fibbing here a little bit. Your
roach. A
roach.
little collar on it.
It's
probably the same.
Label it. This is Sophia. This is Ryan. Little cockroaches name tags. Beep, beep, beep.
I would definitely, maybe after my ex, I might name if the money goes to a good cause, I might name a cockroach after my ex.
I think that'd be fun. I'd write it after. You know who I would name? I would give it my primary school bully's name.
This is such a fun feature. Who would you name a cockroach after?
Who would you give the name of a cockroach? I think that's a great idea. Yeah.
He's looking at you, Alex. Okay.
I'll never forget you, Emma and Brooke. All right. So, not that I'm bitter. And a comedian who was made fun of as a child? What? Never heard of. All right. Well, that's fantastic. So, there you go. Gift ideas for the future. Now, this one I particularly love because, as you know, Will, and some of you have been listening, I have been traveling around a lot the last couple of weeks. I have been to Paris, I have been to Prague, I've been to Copenhagen, all for shows, as I am a stand-up comedian, as is Hayley. And so this was a terrifying thing to hear, in my opinion. Couple fuming after they ended up on a Ryanair flight to France instead of Copenhagen. Yes, people, it can happen. So here's what went down. They had their boarding passes. Now, I don't mean to insult Ryanair, but Ryanair, along with EasyJet and some of these airlines, they're budget airlines. They are, but they even themselves will admit we are budget airlines. So they're not about fancy details. So apparently these two, they were furious after they claimed they were taken to the wrong country by Ryanair. So Emma and Simon were heading to Copenhagen. They had their boarding passes. They got to the gate. They rushed to the gate. They said that at the gate, Ryanair people didn't really check their boarding passes because it was one of these where there wasn't a seat allocation. It was just kind of like, get on the plane, take your seats, first come, first serve. Yeah. So they were like, yeah, get on. So they got on without anyone really checking. Obviously, then again, air attendants did not check it at the plane. And they just got in. They sat down. And they didn't realize till they got off the plane and everything was in French.
Yeah.
Now,
they were greeted in French.
They were greeted in French. Signs were in French, etc. Ryanair has said it is their fault for getting on the wrong plane. Yeah. It's their fault. It is the customer's due diligence to make sure they are getting on the right plane, apparently.
I mean,
The audacity. And but I bet you they have it written somewhere in those contracts, right?
probably the
Being
terms and
like-
conditions that says it's your job to make sure you're getting on the right flight. I just
Double
can't
check.
imagine. I don't know. You'd be so surprised. I think the guy said that he was like he expected the flight to be longer or something. He was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I thought we'd land awfully quickly." It's because you're in a different place, mate.
You're in a wrong place. They did, however, manage to have a lovely weekend in Paris instead of
This
Copenhagen.
is so. This was what I thought was the surprising part of the story is that they just stayed
They
there.
just went-
they just stayed
they
in
went with
Paris.
it. They're
They're
like, well,
okay, we're in Paris now.
well, they probably were like, you know what? We wanted to have a holiday. We wanted to have a little weekend getaway. If we try to organize this now, we're going to waste our whole weekend trying to, so
If you get by the time they'd gotten to Copenhagen, that weekend would have been over.
Yeah. And honestly, Copenhagen is lovely. As someone who just spent time there on Saturday, lovely place. But Paris, just as lovely. So good for you two. They ended up getting hotels, having a lovely weekend there, and they're pursuing Ryanair to cover their costs.
To try and
Well
get some of their
done.
money back. Which, good
Well
for you.
done, guys. Good on you. So there you have it. There are some of our news stories. We just like to highlight some of the ones that we think get missed. So
Yeah.
very good. Very good. So be careful if you're flying in the future. Apparently, it is your due diligence as the customer to double check that you're on the right flight. So always do that, everyone. Always
important.
do that. Good morning, Emma, who has just joined the stream for the very first time. Lovely to hear from you. You're here at a great time, Emma. You're here at a great time because we're just about to start hour number 2, and we've got a bunch of stuff going on. Yeah,
Yeah,
Will, you want- yeah?
including Doug's riddle.
Doug's riddle. Let's do Doug's riddle before we move on to anything else. So,
Amazing.
Doug, one of our regular listeners from the beginning of time, he has been with us, and so one day Doug gave us a riddle. It continued on, and so we just thought, Doug, we want a riddle
Here we
every
are.
day. So here we are. Here's Doug's riddle. What's the answer? It's Doug's riddle. I always get stuck at this part.
What else
rhymes
was
with
answer?
dancer,
Dancer,
prancer,
bouncer.
bancer.
We'll work on it.
Here's Doug's riddle. What's the answer? Even if you don't have it, let's have some banter. How's that? That kind of works.
Yeah, I don't like it.
No, Will doesn't like it. All right. Well, we'll work on the theme song. But, Doug, your riddle of the day. I like this. Here we go, everyone. If you think you know the answer, do get involved. It's very easy. If you are on an Echo show, you can just say open back channel, say the word say, and then you can tell us the answer. If you're listening on an audio only, all you got to do is go to backchannel.tv, write in your answer there. And while you're there, why not leave us a little review? Give us some feedback. And for the YouTube watchers, just comment in the box below. We'll get that as well. So, Doug's riddle. Here we go. I have hands, but cannot play. I have hands, but cannot play. I'm going to go with a clock. Is a clock?
Oh, good one.
Okay.
My first thought was bananas. Because
Ooh.
isn't it called a hand of bananas? Don't bananas mean hands?
I didn't even know that. Huh. Oh, it's supposed to say clap. I have hands,
Oh.
but cannot clap.
I could still be a
still-
clock.
I'm still going with clock. I like your bananas. I didn't know that bananas
I
were
think it's
called-
called a hand of bananas. My first
like it.
my other first thought was piano, but that's the other way around.
Hey, Allison, you are correct for the
Yeah.
third time. Bruh, bruh, bruh. Allison's getting back. I think what has
You're on
happened is
fire.
Doug is just choosing easier riddles, so I'm successful. Thank you, Doug. I appreciate
No, it's
that.
not true. You're very smart, Allyson. Do you know why you're so good at riddles? It was because of your time as a troll from under the bridge.
I was a troll for 20 years, and I really took the job seriously. I made people answer a lot of riddles, and that's why I'm so good at it. Doug, thank you so much for your
Thank
riddle.
you,
We're very
Doug.
happy. I have hands but cannot clap. It is a clock, everyone, a clock.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
Okay,
But
Allyson, could you tell me what's coming up in the second half of the show, please?
I would love to give you a little rundown of what's coming up. Will, here we go. We have a next segment, real or fake news. That's right. Give us some feedback on what you think is real or fake news titles. We have some chat about first and thens. We have some cartoon talk, including a reintroduction of Futurama. Then, as always, we have our competitive true or false. Not that
You have
competitive.
reached the Hayley and Allyson show with producer Will.
I got cut off. My timing is not as good as Haley's yet. I was going to say it's not that competitive because Will and I aren't super competitive, and we foster each other. We foster each other.
Just a bit more chilled.
Yeah. Doug has said be sure to tell Haley how many riddles you got right. Don't you worry, Doug. I will. I've already messaged her and told her.
She'll be the first to know.
She will know. She will know. Good morning. We've got another. Is this same Emma coming back again? Emma, if you're having some troubles getting on, thank you for trying again, and we're delighted to have you. But now, I love this section. I think it is very fun. We're going to do a little section that producer Will has created called Real or Fake News.
News. So it's a really simple game. I'm going to read out some news headlines, and I want you to tell me if you think they're real headlines that exist, that were published about things that really happened, or if I just made them up.
If you made them up. Now, and Will is very good at this, guys. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did 3 years of journalism school just to write fake headlines for the Hayley and Allyson show, and I love that. Okay, here's the first one.
Okay.
Rat breaks into an ATM, ate $20,000 worth of cash, died. Rat broke into ATM, ate $20,000 worth of cash, died. Is that a real news headline, or have I just made it up?
All right. Well, Doug has said you're very creative, Will. I agree. He's
Thanks,
really
Doug.
creative. So a rat broke into an ATM, ate $20,000 worth of cash and died. I mean, I don't want the rat to have died. So let's just say that. So I don't want the rat to have died. However, I could believe that this is real. Like rats eat. Yeah.
Eating $20,000 worth of cash would probably kill you if you were a rat.
Would
or
defo.
anything else.
Yeah. It would defo kill you. Yeah. So yeah, I think it might be real. Doug is saying real. He thinks it's a real news story as well. But what are you guys saying out there? You're real too, Doug. He just said you're real. You're real. No, you're real. So let us know what you think. Is it real or is it fake news? Fake news, as Trump would have said. A rat broke into an ATM, ate $20,000 worth of cash, and passed away and went to ratty heaven. What do you think? Did this happen? Is it real news? Is it fake news? Doug and I are both saying we think it's real news. What can you tell us, Will?
Okay, I can reveal that was a real news headline.
Yay, Doug, we got it right. God, broke into an ATM and ate that money. Where was that? Do we know?
I don't know, but keep your ATM secured.
Yeah.
Because,
they'll eat the money. I wonder what happens when a rat eats that money. Is that money gone? Does the bank just reprint it and go, I don't know either.
Pretend like it never happens.
That's very interesting.
Okay, here's another news headline. UK teen suspended for charging students for hand sanitizer. Is that a real news headline, or is that fake news? A UK teen suspended for charging students for hand sanitizer. What do you think?
Now, very crafty. If this is a student who really did this, well done, student.
Entrepreneurial.
Well done. It was your mom the one who bought all the toilet paper and charged people to buy toilet paper? I'm just saying, probably learned from somebody. Doug says real. Yeah, Doug, I'm kind of with you. I think that this could be real too. I could see a teenager going, there's a market here, and I'm going to sell some hand sanitizer during the lunch break and make sure, or dinner break, as they would say here. So I'm with Doug. I'm going with real. We think it's real. What is it, Will?
Okay, it was a real news headline. Well done.
Yeah.
It's very crafty. Because teenagers, they be trying to make money, and they're crafty.
They be trying. And that's technically, it is a legal way. It's totally legal what he did. He was like, I got sanitizer. You want to buy some?
I mean, come on. School didn't like it. Okay, our next news headline. NASA fires the Mars rover. Is that a real news headline or is that fake news? NASA fires the Mars rover.
Now, this is definitely come out of your brain because Will is well, what was it? Astrophysics? No, astro. You went to camp.
Astronomer?
You went to space.
Oh,
Astronomer!
it's a space
That's
camp.
it. You went to space camp. Will
I did
has
go
an
to space
education in space things. I'm very technical. Space stuff Will
Space
knows
stuff.
about.
Yeah.
So NASA fires the Mars rover. I don't think you can fire the rover. I'm going to say fake. I think it's fake. Is Doug saying fake too? Yeah, both Doug and I are saying we think this is a fake one. We think it's fake. You can't just
Okay, I think it's
fire the
fake
Mars
news.
rover.
But sometimes they're like good. They don't need them anymore.
Well, yeah, but
Sometimes
maybe
they've fulfilled their purpose.
maybe. Don't try and sway me. You're trying to sway me. I know what you're doing, tricky
Sorry,
trickster.
it's my inner Hayley coming out. You were right. It was fake news.
Fake
They
news!
did not fire the Mars rover.
Doug, I can tell by the way Will was trying to talk us out of it. I like it. Fake news. Fake news.
Okay, next one. Woman takes her emotional support alligator to the doctor's office. Is that real or is that fake news? A woman takes her emotional support alligator to the doctor's office. Real or fake news?
So many people have a variety. Yeah, Will is trying to pull a Hayley, is what Doug just said. Yeah, he is.
It's on to me.
So, woman takes emotional support alligator to the doctor's office. Well, look, people have animals of all sorts for emotional support.
Only yesterday, or maybe earlier in the week, we talked about an emotional support pig.
The pig,
Or
a
that might be
potbelly
in tomorrow's
pig.
show.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. We
Okay,
talked
good.
about it. Yeah.
We did it already.
So emotional support. Yeah, Doug is saying real. I think real as well. I feel like this could happen. I imagine someone's like, no, the alligator calms me. Yeah, we're gonna go with real. We're going real. Is it real or fake?
Unfortunately, it is fake news.
Ah,
I know, it's disappointing. I'd love that to be true. Maybe somebody out there does have an emotional support alligator. But as far as I can tell, they did not take one to the doctor's office.
Yeah. It should have been woman tries to take her, because I'm pretty sure a doctor's office will be like, sorry, no alligators.
Not hygienic and also not very safe.
He's trained though. No, still no alligators in the waiting office, which I think is a good rule.
Yeah.
All right, real or fake news? That's what we're doing right now. Please get involved. Let us know what you think. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Will is a trickster. Will, give us some more fake or real titles and we will guess.
Family accidentally orders $3,000 worth of mayonnaise.
Now, see, I think that's real because that is absolutely something I would do.
You know what? It's one click. It's all it takes.
One wrong click, and there you are. So I think it could be. I think it could be real. I think that could be a real one. Doug, what are you thinking? Do you think it could be real? Do you think it's real or fake news? I'm going real. If you're out there, you want to get involved. Yeah, Doug says real as well. Will, what are we thinking?
Family accidentally orders $3,000 worth of mayonnaise. That's a lot of mayonnaise. It was fake news. It was toilet paper.
$3,000 worth of TP.
But you know, the thing is, at least it's not going to go off. At least toilet paper's not going to go off.
No, you can't go wrong. I mean, you'd have to build a shed or an additional storage place for it.
You need somewhere to keep it.
Yeah, you have to get a locker. You have to hire a locker, one of those storage units. You have to get a storage unit. So really, that investment does cost you a little bit. But
I wonder if that's a lifetime supply.
I wonder. I mean, I guess it depends on how fancy the toilet paper is. Hey, if it's cheap stuff, sure, that's a lifetime supply. If it was the goods, if it's like, do they have 5-ply? Is it 5-ply, 4-ply? I don't know.
Also, it depends how much you poop.
Very true. Or pee. Let's not forget women. We need it for both, Will. We need it for both.
Women pee too.
Women pee too. Yeah.
I don't believe it. Okay, next headline. Nebraska family built a car out of snow and the police gave it a ticket. Is that real or fake news? A Nebraska family built a car out of snow and the police gave it a ticket. Is that real news or is that fake news?
You know, I could see that being... I could see the police giving it a ticket just to be funny, right? To be like, haha, I built a car. My boyfriend once built a sofa, a settee out of snow outside in their backyard so they could go sit there in the cold weather. Now, Doug is saying he thinks it's fake. I'm going to disagree with you. I think it might be real. So Doug is saying fake. I'm saying real. What is it, Will?
it was real, but it wasn't like a real ticket. They did give
No.
it a ticket, but just as
Yeah.
like a prank. Just as
I
because they
get
could, the police could obviously tell that the car was made out of snow.
Yeah. They're like, it's just a cute little. I would have tried to make a ticket out of snow. I don't know if you could do that. Wouldn't
Yeah,
that
like
be a nice
right on a
little-
snow ticket,
a
or maybe
snow
like an
ticket.
icicle,
I think it'd be
an ice
funny.
ticket. I like that.
That was so cute. So cute. Let's do one more. One more. Real or
Okay,
fake?
one more. Eminem speaks to police officer after noise complaint called on Super Bowl halftime performance. Eminem speaks to police officer after noise complaint called on Super Bowl halftime performance. Is that real news or is that fake news?
I mean, you would think, but maybe he did break, but it wouldn't be his fault. I'm saying fake news. I think fake news. Doug, oh sorry. I think that would be hard properly. Yeah, to me I think you're talking about making a snow ticket. I agree that would be tricky.
It would be difficult.
Doug, though, what do you think? Eminem speaks to police officer after noise complaint called on Super Bowl halftime performance. I'm saying fake because I think if anyone did get in trouble for the volume, it would be that Super Bowl people that arranged the whole performance. So
You
I'm
don't
going
think
to say
Eminem would have to deal with it?
no. I don't think Eminem unless they're like, no, we need to talk to Eminem. We just need
He
to
was
talk
the
to
one
Eminem.
singing.
He was too loud. He was too loud. I think fake. I don't think they would have spoke to Eminem about it unless they just wanted to get his autograph and they were like, we're going to arrest you unless you talk to us.
Maybe.
Doug says fake. I say fake. Will, what are we saying?
Yeah, it was fake news.
Yeah.
Bop, bop.
Well, there you have it, everyone. Real or fake news. We do enjoy that segment because you never know. It is crazy hearing about the news titles or articles that are real out there. Very exciting.
I know. We talk about the
love
news
that.
every day, and so sometimes you just never know what's going to happen.
I bet as you're researching news articles, sometimes you come across some and you're like,
I'm like,
really?
oh yeah,
That's a doozy. That's going in there.
Throw them for a loop.
Like the one, what do we have? The one, sorry, alligator. When I was talking about it, didn't we have a woman or somebody who threw an alligator in at a drive-through?
Out of Wendy's.
Yeah. Yeah. And they threw an alligator at the worker at the Wendy's.
You wouldn't believe that, would you?
No,
But
but
behold,
that-
somebody did it. It was
Genuine.
real news.
Genuine. Yeah. Okay, but let's talk now. Now we've got some chats about
Yeah.
cartoons. We've got some cartoon
So-
chat.
Excited. This is something that I saw online a couple of days ago that got me very excited, because the 2000s cartoon Futurama, it's getting a reboot. It's coming back.
I loved Futurama. Matt
I am-
Cronenberg's. It was a great. Honestly, probably Futurama was up there as one of my favorites of all time. I know a lot of people love like what's that one? Mork and no, what am I thinking of?
Rick and Morty.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. People loved that.
Yeah.
People loved Bob and Jack Horse.
Yeah,
Joe-
BoJack
yeah.
Horseman.
Yeah, thanks. As you can see, I'm not one of the people who got into that.
No.
But Futurama, loved
It's
it.
up there. That and The Simpsons are like peak childhood for me. The Simpsons especially because it was always on just after dinner. We always used to watch it with my parents. So I attribute a lot of like my sense of humor and
Yep.
you know, I'm pretty sure I said the other day on the show that like there's not a day goes by where I don't say, "Oh, it's like in that episode of The Simpsons where." But no, yeah, Futurama's coming back. They're doing a reboot. I wish I'd seen. I think this is going to encourage me to go back and watch some classic Futurama episodes because
Yeah.
I've definitely not seen as much of it as I have seen The Simpsons.
Well, to me, it is. It says here, cult cartoon classic. It absolutely is. The only one not coming back, possibly though, or still in negotiation at this point, is Bender, the voice of the robot Bender. Yeah.
And I mean, that's so all of the original cast have signed up to do the reboot, which is great. But they're still in negotiations with what's his name? Someone DiMaggio?
I think so. Yeah, I saw that. Cronenberg honor. Let me find it here.
John DiMaggio, who
yeah.
played the robot Bender. And I mean, he's a pretty funny character. I'm not sure it would be the same without him.
No, and I mean, he is saying, would love to do it. Would love to get into it, but some sort of negotiations are still occurring. So there is going to be a reboot, but we don't know what's going to happen exactly with the character Bender. But
Gotta
yeah,
make sure the price is right. So what I did is I looked up some of the best cartoons from the 2000s.
Yes.
Some of the best loved cartoons of that era. And for me, because I was born in '96, so I was watching a lot of TV.
You're so wow.
A little
96.
bit, but some of these I'd never heard about. Like for example, number 15. So this is the 15 best cartoons of the 2000s, and this is
now.
these are like
Would you say this is mainly U.S., but probably filters into the U.K. a little bit?
I would assume so. This is from screwrant.com. So I think these are mostly going to be US-based cartoons. But we had things like, I distinctly remember watching things like Cartoon Network when I was a kid, which I know is piped in from the US.
Yeah.
Now, some of these I never heard of. So number 15 on the list was Dave the Barbarian, which gets 7.1 on IMDb. Never heard of it.
Oh, 7.1. That's pretty good. Doug, do you know that? Doug was born in 91 as well. So Doug might know some
Also, Doug, if you're in person, let us know your favorite cartoons.
Yeah. What are your favorite cartoons, or what were your favorite cartoons growing up? Okay, let's continue on. 14, I've never heard of this. The Fairly Odd Parents.
You've never heard of Fairly Odd Parents?
No.
This is cartoons ever, and it's got the catchiest theme song that I'm going to send to you after the show because it is incredible. This would be, like, if this was the top 15 according to producer, this would be much. So it's about...
Really? Okay.
it's about Timmy, and the theme song goes, Timmy is an average kid who no one understands. Mum, Dad, and Vicky always giving him commands. Don't ask me why I know all the words, but I do.
I love it.
But he's got these, like, fairy odd parents. They're like his godparents, but they're fairies, and they, like, grant him wishes.
And that's why it's Fairly, the Fairly, Fairly, Fairly.
Yeah. And they're like his odd godparents, because they're whatever. And they're called Wanda and Cosmo, I think, or Cosmo.
Cosmo and Wanda, I think
Cosmo
Doug just
Wanda,
put. Yeah, the Fairly Odd Parents, Cosmo and Wanda. Yeah.
And they like grant him Timmy wishes. Yeah.
That's so
Doug's
great.
a fan. It was so good, and I'm telling you, it's got the and he had like a mean like babysitter called Vicky, and so he would get it. And there was he had to keep his fairies a secret. Like nobody was allowed to know about them. But he had like this one teacher that was like onto him.
So she was always like, or he, whatever the teacher was like, what's going on? How do you?
And he was always like on a run from them. Oh, what a great show! I love it.
Aww. 13,
what did you? So what were your big shows when you were? What do you remember watching? Yeah.
They didn't have TV when I was no. Okay,
they hadn't invented. It was like where they draw it on the outside of like a wheel.
Yeah,
and then the wheel spins and the horse
that's what along. It was. Hieroglyphic cartoons is what I watched. No, my favorite. Okay, let's see. I don't know if you. Gummy Bears was a cartoon. The Gummy Bears.
Nope.
Yeah. Okay, that was my favorite. I also really enjoyed My Little Pony. It was a cartoon.
Yeah. Okay.
My Little Pony.
Cute.
But my all-time
did you have the
favorite
toys as well? Did you have?
Of course I did.
Ponies?
I had so many ponies. I loved My Little Pony. But my all-time favorite cartoon, I know you guys didn't have it here, was Jem and the Rockers. So it was basically
sounds like a band.
It was Jem and the Rockers. Huh. It was based off of a Barbie doll that was Jem and the Rockers, which was the band. And then they had the arch nemesis band called the Misfits.
Oh, okay.
We are the Misfits. Our songs are better. We are the Misfits. We're gonna get her. They were like the rock and roll, yeah. And so it was like rock bands, and Jem was a good one. Jem is truly outrageous. Truly, truly, truly outrageous was the song, and it was all about Jem, the good girl. She had a hologram, so she would push her earring, and so she would be what's her name, Jessica Parker, daytime, and then at night she would push her earring, and she became Jem. And the only thing that I didn't like was that she had a boyfriend, and he was dating both Jem and Jessica, and they just kind of let it go. So he was like with Jessica during the day, and then he'd like go date Jem. But because it was the same person, I guess Jem just let it go. But I was like, hang on, Jem. He's cheating on you. He's fully cheating on you.
Yeah.
You know, because you're Jem and Jessica.
Wow.
Bad message to put into young girls is the only thing I'm
So
saying.
good.
Bad message to put in young girls. But that was the one. Let's
Amazing.
scroll down to some of the top ones. Let's go top
Yeah.
three. Let's go top three.
Very quickly, Doug has let me know that the teacher's name was Mr. Crocker in Fairly Odd Parents. Doug, I'm glad that you're
Doug.
on. I'm
Big
glad that you're
fan
on
of
board
this
with
one.
me. It's so good. Yeah, you're right. Top ones, but I just want to say that SpongeBob SquarePants is at number 4. which
I would
feel
say
has
let's
been
start
really
at 4
missed
because
out.
it's SpongeBob. Yeah. You can't leave out SpongeBob.
Big fan. Big fan.
And in fact, I thought SpongeBob would be more popular than this one. I've never heard of this one. Samurai Jack comes in at number 3.
I've heard of Samurai Jack. I never watched it. It was one of those like Cartoon Network shows. And I kind of get why it was popular. It was never really one for me. And in fact, some of these I'm not gonna lie, some of these top 3 ones.
I know.
Not ones for
Number
me.
2,
I'm pretty surprised.
Justice League Unlimited. Okay, 8.7. Now I get it because, it's got so many superheroes in it. So, it's the DC animated universe. Very exciting. So I could see why people are all on top of that. Number 1. I am a little surprised by this. I've never seen it. Avatar, The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's number 1, hey? Well,
Apparently it was really popular, and I do remember it being big at the time, but I was never really into it. It was never really the one for me.
Doug has asked here, what about the cartoon Rugrats? 100% Rugrats, Doug. I loved Rugrats. Did Rugrats come over the UK?
Oh, yeah, we had Rugrats big time.
Right.
I don't think it
love
makes this
Rugrats.
list because I think it was before the 2000s, but what I will do is go to IMDb and look up what score it gets.
We love it.
Um,
we're not
I-
gonna leave you out, Doug. Let's talk about Rugrats. What did it get?
Because they had, one of my favorite things is Rugrats meets the Wild Thornberrys. You know the Wild Thornberrys? They had like a little crossover, and that was great. Okay.
It's always nice when there's
Rugrats.
crossovers. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rugrats gets 7.4 out of 10 on IMDb.
I mean, that's good, but I would have thought it would have been higher, to be honest
Me
with you.
too,
Because
me too.
Rugrats was really funny, too. It was really funny.
Oh, yeah.
It was all about the little kids, right? They were toddlers, basically, and it was like their adventures as toddlers.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Apparently, there's
Loved it.
only like 173 episodes. I thought there were more than that. That's quite a lot.
Oh, look at this. Tim, who has joined us. Tim, so great to
hey,
hear
Tim.
from you. Tim, we haven't heard from you for a while. Tim said M. Night Shyamalan did a live action version of Avatar, The Last Airbender, to middling reviews. So it didn't get a huge.
Okay.
Interesting. But the cartoon, number 1, apparently. Well,
Big fan
Look at
of
that.
the 2000s. Tim, if you have a
Well-
favorite cartoon, let us know.
yeah, let us know. Let us know what we can. Let me see if I can bond with somebody. Does anyone remember Jem and the Holograms? Please let me know. Jem and the Holograms is what it was. It was the Rockers were the Misfits. Jem and the Holograms. Very, very great cartoons. Share with us your favorite cartoons. Let us know what they were. And let's go down memory lane together at some point. Maybe we'll do another segment about cartoons of some sort because cartoons is a
Maybe we can revisit.
very I think we should revisit cartoons at some point somehow. Will I would like that.
Okay, I'll put it on my list, and because you know that I love it when we plan future shows during the current show. I have 2 closing thoughts.
Yeah.
The Holograms movie in 2015
Was there?
does not get great reviews.
What did it get?
It gets 4.2 out of 10. A small town girl catapults from underground video sensation to global superstar, and she and her 3 sisters begin a journey of discovery that some talents are too special to keep hidden.
It's true.
Oh.
That's how I feel about myself. Some talents too special to keep
You're
hidden.
not keeping them hidden, Ali. Your talents
They're
are
out
out there
there.
for the world to see.
They're out there. Tim remembers Jem and the Holograms. Thank you. He's embarrassed to say that he remembers it. Don't be
No.
embarrassed, Tim.
Own
You
it,
probably
Tim.
had sisters. You probably had sisters. That's why
yeah.
you remember. The Misfits. Pizzazz was the lead singer of the Misfits, and I wanted to be. She had green hair. We are the Misfits. Our songs are better. I loved it. Thank you so much for walking down memory lane with us.
That
with
was so much
cartoons.
fun.
That was
I
fun.
enjoyed
That's
that
why we're
so
going to
much.
revisit. But everyone, it is time for the game that we know you all come here for. I know, Tim, we haven't had you, so we're glad to have you back. Doug, you're still there. They're regular players, but it is time for True or False.
True or false?
True or false. Very easy to get involved. All you got to do is let us know if you think it's true or false. Now, Will has prepped the questions, but he did prep these ages ago.
It was like a
So
week ago.
he's got no memory. He's got no short-term memory. So we're fine, everyone. We're fine. But get involved. Let us know what you think. If you want to play throughout the game, I will put you on the official score sheet.
So official.
And I will remind you again, if you do want to get involved, it is so easy. If you're on an Echo show and can see Will rubbing the sleep from his eyes and me stifling yawns, but enjoying ourselves, you could simply say to your device, open back channel, then use the magic word say, and then tell us the answer, true or false, or whatever else you want. Keep it clean. Breakfast radio. And then if you're on an audio only device, just go to backchannel.tv. So simple. You don't have to fill out any forms or anything. You can just start typing in your answers right away. And while you're there, feel free to give us a little review. Let us know what you think of Backchannel. And then also YouTube. If you're out there in the YouTube universe, just put your comments below and we will involve you in the game. But without further ado, Will, I'm setting up the tally sheet. Here we go.
Amazing.
Will,
So, do you know what happened? Sorry to put you on the spot. Do you know what happened
No.
yesterday? Can you remember who won yesterday?
Oh my goodness. Well, Doug won.
Yeah, I mean,
but
yeah.
you, Will, you were the winner. You were
Stop
the
it.
winner,
I promise
baby.
that's not why I was asking.
No,
Okay,
I love
well-
it. I know it's not. Haley wants me to say it a million times that she won.
Yeah,
You're like,
that's not
I
me, though.
genuinely had a busy day and I forgot who won. So, Will, would you like me to ask you the first question or do you want to ask me the first question? How would you like this to go?
I will ask you the first question. And the first question is, Santiago is the capital of Chile. Is that true or is that false? Santiago is the capital of Chile. Now, if you think you know the answer and you can see us on screen, you're watching on an Echo show, the command to give to your device is the word say, followed by true or false. Otherwise, you can go to backchannel.tv, just pop your name in, and you can get involved in the chat that way.
Yeah, it's very easy. It's very easy. Okay, Santiago is the capital of Chile. True or false? Well, I have heard the name Santiago, and I don't know. I can't think of that many other places in Chile, so I'm going to say true. Santiago. I'm going true. Doug is also with me on the true train. We're saying true. Tim, are you playing? What do you think, Tim? You're usually so good at these games, and we've missed you, so we're glad you're back. Let us know. And again, if you want to get involved, if you think, even if you just want to jump in for one question, we're fine with that. You don't have to play the whole game. But Santiago is the capital of Chile. Is that true or is that false? Doug says true. I say true. Tim says that sounds true. Will, what are you saying?
Okay, the answer is true.
Woo!
Congratulations, everybody. Everybody gets a point. Santiago
Good.
is, in fact, the capital of Chile.
Great start to
It's also a gorgeous name, like Amy Santiago from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh,
Cracking
I
name.
love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. We watch
It's a
it.
good
I
show.
could watch that again and again and again. I love
On
it.
repeat.
Santiago.
On repeats.
Fantastic. All right. Next, true or false question. Ben Nevis is the tallest mountain in Britain. Ben
Ooh.
Nevis is the tallest mountain in Britain. Is that true or is that false?
Now, I think that's going to be a tricky question for our North American listeners. However, as a British man through and through, I'm almost certain that's true.
Okay. That Ben Nevis is the tallest mountain in Britain. Will is saying true. Let us know what you think. Virginia has just joined us this morning. Good morning, Virginia. Lovely to have you here. Tim says that sounds like a person's name.
Oh, yeah. Ben Nevis.
Ben
I went to
Nevis.
school with him. With Ben?
Oh, yeah, Ben Nevis. Don't trust that guy. Don't trust that guy,
yeah.
Ben Nevis.
He's
Liar.
so tall.
He's too tall. We don't know what's going up on there in his head up there. Is Ben Nevis the tallest mountain in Britain? True or false? Will has said true. Doug has said true. Tim, what are you saying? I know you say it sounds like a person's name. Do you have a true or false? Are you going either way? What do you think? let us know that Ben Nevis is the tallest mountain in Britain. True or a false? Let us know. Get involved. Tim's going to go false. He's going to go false. Doug and I are going true. Or you and Doug, sorry. You and Doug have gone true. I can tell you that Ben Nevis, everyone, is the tallest mountain in Britain. It is absolutely true. Doug and Will, you get the point. Sorry, Tim, but you're just warming up, Tim. You're just warming up. Don't you even worry about it. You'll get back on the board almost immediately, I'm sure of it. All right.
Okay, next question. Allyson.
Yes.
There are 10 countries that still use the shilling as their currency. There are 10 countries that still use the shilling as their currency.
As their country.
Is it true? Or is that false?
I'm going to say, I think it's false because I know my grandma used to talk about shillings. I know that it was a British money. I forget exactly what the shilling was. Was it a 10? No, was it a 2?
It was like, I don't know. It seems very confusing.
It was very weird. So I'm going to say false because I've traveled a lot of countries and I haven't heard anyone using the shilling. However, maybe there is, but I'm going to go with false. I'm going false is what I'm guessing. I don't believe that there are 10 countries still using the shilling. But what do you guys think? Let us know. Doug, Tim, anyone else who wants to get involved. Any bankers out there? If there are bankers listening, if you know, or coin collectors. If there are coin collectors out there, you might still know what's being used in these countries. Tim, I say false for the shilling. Do most countries use euros now? Yeah, I think they do, Tim. See, that's what I was thinking too. So Tim is saying false. I've said false. Anyone else? Doug, what do you say? Doug says false. All three of us are on the false train.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I am happy to reveal that the answer is false.
Yeah!
Because there are only 4 countries that still use the shilling. So there are still some places that are using the shilling. Those places are Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, and Somalia.
Interesting.
All still using the shilling.
So that's where they sent the money once they were done with it here. Here, you guys can use our shillings now.
Shillings. There used to be a coin called the halfpenny. It's like half a penny. Okay. So my granny and granddad still to this day have a game called Shove Halfpenny. Okay. And what you do is you have this board. It's a plank of wood. It's like a rectangle, but it's curved at the top. And what you have to do is balance the halfpenny, the coin, on the edge of the board, and then using the bottom of your palm is shove the halfpenny and see how far you can get it up the board.
So it's kind of like what's the a shuttle? Oh, what do you?
Yeah, I know. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, shuffleboard. Yeah. Shuffleboard is what it's called.
Yeah,
shuffleboard.
That's right.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
That's what passed for entertainment when my grandparents were children.
Well,
good old
more
game of shove halfpenny.
Than a hula hoop and a stick. So they were
getting better.
Trying to find something.
Okay.
Excellent. All right. So next question. Here we go. True or false? Other than the 6 main cast, Janice is the character that appears in the most episodes. Okay.
Oh, Friends?
Oh, sorry. Other than the 6 main cast, Janice is the character that appears in the most episodes of Friends.
Okay.
One more time.
Yeah.
Other than the 6 main characters, Janice, that's the one with the annoying laugh, right? Chandler is the character that appears in most episodes of Friends. Is that true or is that false? Other than the main cast, Janice, Chandler appears the most. True or false?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, I do think that Janice is in a lot of episodes, but I think I agree with Tim, who says false. My guess is Gunther. I think Gunther is probably the character who's in the most episodes of the main cast, because they're always in the coffee house hanging out.
And Gunther is the coffee worker, isn't it? Coffee server, coffee barista. He's a barista.
He's the barista. Yeah.
So you are saying false. Tim is saying false. Doug has said false. I can tell you all that you are absolutely correct. It is true. It is Gunther. Yeah,
You
you
see,
guys.
we know our friends.
You do know your friends, and
I've
I'll
seen
be there
every
for
episode
you.
of Friends a
Oh my
million
god,
times.
it's such a great show. It'll last the test of times forever, in my opinion. All right. Next.
Okay, are you ready for your
question.
next question?
Yes, I am.
A Geiger counter measures air pressure. Is that true or is that false? A Geiger counter measures air pressure. If it helps, Geiger is spelled Geiger. A Geiger counter measures air pressure. Is that true or is that false?
I believe that's true, because isn't that one of those little little silver sticky that you like stick on the tire and then it tells you the pressure of the tire? I think
Counts
that's
the
true.
pressure?
I think
Okay.
that's true. Yeah, I'm going true. It's been a while since I've had to check the pressure on some tires, but I'm saying true. I'm going the Geiger counter. Yeah, I think it's true. Does it measure air pressure is what we're wondering. Oh, Tim says false. I thought it was for radiation. Okay, so I said true. Tim is saying false. I love Tim's answer so much because he always has follow through. Here's my logic.
Very
this
thought
is why.
out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's why
Tim's not
Tim,
just
when
making
you-
steps in the dark.
No, when he answers, I feel like I'm learning as well. So I really appreciate that. So I said true. Tim has said false. Doug has said false. All right. What is it?
Okay, Allyson, it is false.
Yeah.
A Geiger counter does measure radiation. Tim, as ever, you are completely on form. You
the
see,
man.
he knows his TV. Tim knows how to measure radiation.
Tim knows a lot.
Tim's the guy I want on my pub quiz team.
Yeah, exactly. Tim, we just need a direct line to you in our lives so we can just be like, Tim, should I remortgage now? Or
Tim,
what
how
should
do I
I...
boil an egg?
How do I boil an egg?
Mm-hmm.
There's several ways. But anyway, I know a way to get a shell off an egg. Once you've boiled it, pour out the water, keep the lid on, shake the egg up in the pot, and the shell
Seems
just comes
violent.
off. I know, but it works. It works, everyone. Just found that out. Okay, true or false? Tell me what you think. The blue whale is the largest creature on Earth. The blue whale is the largest creature on Earth. Is that true or is that false?
And now, is this going to be one of these? Oh, it's not because it's actually the. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is often where it's like a trick question, isn't it?
Yeah, this is definitely where things get a little tricky. The blue whale is the largest creature on Earth. Is that true or is that false?
Well, you know what? My gut says to go with true.
Mm-hmm.
Because but is there something bigger than a blue whale in the ocean? Tim thinks it's a trick question too.
So Tim's saying false.
Yeah, I'm going to say false. False.
You're switching your gut. You're going with false.
Yeah,
Doug says true. Yeah. So Doug says true. Tim and Will said false.
I think there might be something bigger somewhere. I don't know.
Well,
this is a tough one. I'm sticking with I'd say false.
Okay, you're sticking with false. False, and true. The blue whale is the largest creature on Earth. Doug, you are the only one to get the point in that one. Good job, Doug. You're doing great today.
I think it's when they use the word mammal that it's a trick question.
That's when I get yeah. Whenever they label mammal, because I'm always like, "What is am I a mammal? Wait, what? Am
I a mammal?"
It takes a minute for me to like readdress all the mammal animal talk. So good job, Doug. Yeah,
we did overthink it.
Tim's like, we overthought it. I love you, Tim. I love you. Okay. Next question.
Next question for you, Allyson Smith. The tagline, "The ultimate driving machine," is used by the Ford Motor Company. The tagline, "The ultimate driving machine," is used by the Ford Motor Company. Is that true or is that false?
Look, I feel like Ford has been around for a while, but I don't know if they would be like the ultimate driving machine. To me, the ultimate driving machine would be like a Porsche or a Bentley or
like a sports car or something.
Yeah, or like just a high-end company. You know what I mean? Ford, I'm not saying Ford isn't high-end, but Ford has been reliable. Ford has been with us for a long time. They've got a range of vehicles. I'm going to say false. I'm going to think it's a company that is a bit more snobby and more expensive that would say we are the ultimate driving machine. So I'm going to say false.
Okay.
I know. What are you guys saying out there? What do you think? The tagline, "The ultimate driving machine," is used for the Ford Motor Company. Is that true or is that false? What do you
That
think?
is the question. Let us know what you
I'm
think.
saying false. Doug is saying yes, so Doug is saying true. Fred has just joined the stream. Good morning, Fred. Lovely to hear you too. Have you here? Tim has said false, so I said false. Doug said true, and Tim said false. Where are we at, Will? Tell us.
Okay, well, Allyson Smith, you are 100% correct. It is false. It was BMW. The ultimate driving machine is the tagline for BMW, so you were on the right lines as well. Well reasoned.
I knew it! Yay! So Tim, Doug said false. So okay, Doug, I thought yes meant true, but Doug said false. So Tim, me, and Doug, we all get
Well done,
points.
everybody. Claps.
Nice. Good job. Good job. I think we can keep going. Hey, because we are waiting for our lovely Liv to chat with her because we are going to have a little hello so you know what's coming up on the next show because we've got TV shows here all day, everyone. Don't leave us. I'll give you a rundown of what's going to happen, but we don't want to cut into the true and false. So let's keep going with the true and false. All right, next question. True or false? Here we go. Queensland nut and bush nut are other names for the macadamia nut.
Ooh, I love a macadamia nut.
I love a macadamia nut. They're such a good nut. They're so big. Okay, so Queensland nut and bush nut are other names for the macadamia nut. Let me know.
The Queensland nut, but I've never heard of these names before. So if they are other names for the macadamia, I've certainly never heard of it. So for that reason and that reason alone, I'm gonna go with false.
You're going with false. All right. Doug is telling us about he's gonna get stay tuned, and Liz gets a haircut for me tonight. Oh, you're cutting. Is that one of your girlfriends? Doug, by the way, I heard that you keep bragging about your girlfriends on this show, but on another show, you said you didn't have any girlfriends. So what is going on, Doug? That's all I'm saying. All right. So you have said false. Did you say false?
I said false, only because I've never heard of them.
Great. So he says false. Queensland nut and bush nut are other names for the macadamia nut. Has said false. Tim has said true? Question mark. Those nicknames sound Australian for some reason, so he's saying true. Doug is saying false. So will you have said false? Doug has said false. Tim has said true. I can tell you, Tim got the point. It is true.
Oh man, just always listen to Tim, you guys. If in doubt,
always listen to
sound
Tim.
Australian for some reason. You know what? They do sound Australian.
They certainly do. They certainly
I've got one of my best mates lives in Australia, so I'm going to text her and see if she knows what a bush nut is.
A bush nut, or what was it? Bush nut or Queensland nut? Queensland.
My favorite thing to do with macadamia nuts is eat them in the white chocolate and macadamia cookies that you get from Subway. They are chef's kiss, divine.
Those Subway cookies are really good. I do love those cookies because they're not too hard. They've got a bit of softness. They're easy to eat. Oh,
just like me.
Started.
Squidgy middle, but crunchy on the outside.
Crunchy on the outside. Well, listen, Doug, Tim, and those of you who played at home, because I'm sure many of you did, thank you so much for getting involved in True and False. I can tell you this today, between you and I, Will, I'm the winner. I'm the winner.
Ali,
I only
you're
won
the winner
by
every
one.
day in my book.
Aw, Will, you are too. This is why it's so much nicer when you and I play, because we're not competitive. But the overall winner today, again, Doug. Doug, you beat Tim by 1 point.
Yeah.
Tim, it's all right. You've been away for a while. You needed to warm up. But Tim, all your answers educated us all. So really, we're all the winners because Tim informs us as he answers. But thank you so much for playing. Listen.
Tim says, no, I want cookies. Me too, Tim.
I know. We all want cookies. We all want cookies. So we are not the only show here on Backchannel. Like I said, we've got a whole day of shows. Next is Live Every Day with Liv Harrison. Then from 9 to 10, we have Kate and Will. 10 to 12, Jam and Renee. 12 to 2, we have the Anthony Davis Show. 2 to 4, Your Pal Hal with Hal Rudnick. And 4 to 6, we have Mario Smith. But because Liv Harrison is up next, we always like to bring her on just to have a moment with her because she makes us happy. She makes me so happy.
Liv's chatting away to us. Hey, Liv.
Hello. Hi, everybody. How are y'all?
Doing
So
good, thank you.
Liv.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm in the national capital. I'm in Washington, D.C.
You're on the road again. Liv,
on
you're
the
always
road
doing
again.
such exciting things. You're always up to stuff. You're always doing stuff, and you always look gorgeous doing it.
Yeah.
This
What's
is
going
good
on?
light. I need to take this window everywhere I go. I'm like,
I
this
know,
is coming home.
You got
That's
that kind of
not
light in
weird.
DC.
Also, did you straighten your hair today, Liv? Did you straighten it?
No, but I did run down to get a bagel. So, maybe it's bagel hair.
Bagel
Hey,
hair, I love
bagels,
that.
give you good hair. Let's start that rumor. Will was really excited today, Liv, because he's like, I never get to talk to Liv, so I'm gonna try and be a bit quiet so Will gets a little dose of
Could you get out of the way, Allison? Could you let us have a moment?
No.
I'm just kidding.
I need Hayley here all the time. But yeah, I'm starting in for Hayley
love
today because she's
You-
off
oh.
living her best life.
Oh.
So I've been let out from behind the curtain.
Look at you.
I know,
You're
it's
like,
very
you're like. I love that Will's like one of the characters in The Wizard of Oz. He's like, I made it to the Emerald City.
I made it, you guys.
Oh my god, that means I'm Dorothy. Okay, sorry, go on.
Oh yes,
It's true.
great. I could be Glinda or the Wicked Witch of the West. It's whatever we're going for. I could do either. I can get into character.
Liv, last time I was
Yes.
on hosting with Ali, we invented Backchannel the musical.
Yes.
Now, I think you might be the first person not in our little group to know about Backchannel the musical. So are you in? You can pick your role. I don't know what
I'm
the
in.
songs are. Feel free to write
Yes.
some, but it's happening and we're all very excited.
I need no one to look at me in the eyes while I do this because
Yeah.
I take it. I am a guy. I can't even get through it. Oh my God. Why can this not be true? Can we please? When I come to England, I'll be there
It's
for
gonna
sure
happen.
in October, for sure. So,
Yay!
for sure. It's a sure thing.
Oh.
So I say we rent a high school auditorium and
Yes.
and save the people's lives who have been stuck in a pandemic. And this is our gift to the world.
I love you
And,
so much that you're like, I want it to be a high school musical.
I do.
Yeah.
I feel, well, because I think
Because
we're
that's the
too
level that
big.
we're operating at here.
We gotta start. We gotta let them ease into it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? We're a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot to take in.
It's a lot
Amazing.
to take in.
I want
We're giving
Anthony
them
Davis to
moment.
be the narrator because I think he has the best voice. Okay,
It's gonna
Liv,
be so fun.
what's coming up on your
I'll
show
actually
today,
be at a
Liv?
high school auditorium, and I'll be like, "Where is everyone? When is this
Oh, what's
happening?"
happening?
I'll be there. I'll be there, Liv.
good.
It'll be you and me
With
eating
popcorn.
bagels,
With butter.
popcorn with butter.
With
Thank
buttered
you.
Popcorn.
A mandatory.
We're not doing this. This is done. We're done with this.
Okay, Liv.
Come on,
What's
you
coming
guys.
up on your show today, Liv? What's happening? What's going on?
You know, it's so exciting is that it's What Wednesday. So we go through all the things that we're like, what? Like, for instance, did you hear about the old lady that got saved because she didn't send in her Wordle and she was kidnapped and getting tortured? And she didn't send in her Wordle score to her daughter. So her daughter called the police and she was kidnapped. True.
That is
True
incredible.
story.
I've heard about that on
saved.
radio stations before. I've heard about.
I'm Connie Chung. I'm basically Connie Chung, you guys. Like, this is. Oh, look at your
amazing.
faces. No, it's a true story. I
No, I've heard about a woman who didn't call into like her local radio station, and they were like, "Oh, but she always
she
calls in
it.
at this time." So the
Yeah.
radio station sent to do a wellness check.
And
Dead.
She wasn't well. She wasn't well, is how that story ends.
I love how
She
you
was-
paused on that. You're like, how do I give this gently to live
No.
so she
Dead.
still has a
Yeah.
good show?
She's gone.
I do have one thing I need to let you guys know about. We read a story yesterday. I don't know. When I travel, the days are long. Also, I think it's still 2020. I don't know when we are. But anyway. And in England, I want to say Kent. Am I right? Did you know about
Yes.
this? And he's been alone for 200 days and they had a Valentine's Day party for him and no one came. Will, Allison, what are you doing with your lives? I will send money.
I'm sorry.
Go get that puppy.
Oh.
Bring him home.
Oh.
He has no friends. He needs a forever home. And I volunteered the two of you. You can have shared custody. I've thought it through. It's going to be fantastic. Okay?
Okay.
And I'll
Yeah.
come visit in October.
Can you remember what? I remember I heard you talking about it yesterday. Can you remember what it's called?
Him, the dog?
The
Yeah.
dog.
Do you?
No.
Listen,
Okay.
Will, I'm a trophy wife, okay? There's not a lot.
There's no thoughts happening up here.
Good
This is a
thing you're
face.
pretty.
No,
Good
that's not
thing
true.
you're pretty.
I refuse to believe it.
Exactly, Will. It's hard to look this incredible and remember things from
I
yesterday.
remember everything that you've ever said.
Too
Okay,
hard.
that's fine.
There's a lot of things in the world to know.
Allison knows. Allison understands. Yeah,
Okay.
you know who does
Well,
it?
Liv-
Our pal Hal. I'm just kidding.
Producer Anna
Very
here to
good
save the
man.
day. His name is
Very good
Luke.
man.
His name
Luke.
is Luke.
Oh, that's
Aw.
right.
Thank you,
Thank you
producer
Go
so
be
much.
his
Anna.
father, Will. Go say, Luke, I am your father.
Get out of here, you.
All right, you guys, you have a
That's
great
so
rest of your 1 second of a show. I took up all your time. Mwah.
That's all right. We
Liv,
love
thank
you.
you so
Thank
much.
you,
It's a
Liv.
pleasure every day.
See you later. Well, listen, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. If that doesn't entice you to watch Liv's show, I don't know what else does, because you're gonna love her. Thank you for joining us. We are here every morning, 6 to 8. Tomorrow we have Hayley back, so we're back to all three of us, which will be nice. But Will, I have enjoyed my last couple of days with you
It's been
very
fun.
much.
It's been cute.
very fun. Thank you, everyone who got involved. Doug, Tim, everyone. Stick around. Enjoy the rest of Back Channel today, and we hope to see you all tomorrow morning. Take care. Bye.